What is going on? We got another Discord meeting tonight. Of course, if you want to join, click the more button down below. There's a link tree, and you click on that. You can join. You just need to have an open heart and actually an open mind. You don't want to have an open heart, an open mind and heart of gold. And you guys can join for absolutely $0. What is going on? We have B, Stewie, Predator, Jimmy, and Zamora here tonight. I'm pumped because this is my time where I get to sit back, relax, and go over the charts because I've been very, very busy lately. So this is a lot for me, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here for this as well. What's going on, Erica? It's good to see you. So we're just going to run through this. I'm not going to really dedicate any super amount of time to any stock, but I just want to look over all the stocks. The biggest stocks, as you guys know, if we look at the stock heat map, technology and technology services are going to be our big boats. Okay, so we're going to go through just really quick, skim over it, and we'll look at some other stocks that are very popular as well. But we want to know how the overall market's doing. And, of course, if we look at the S&P 500, it's doing really, really well, right? I mean, the shallowest indicator I use is the 10-day moving average, and it's well above the 10-day moving average. Well enough where you could consider it extended, right? And it being extended is relative, but compared to the 10-day moving average, I would consider this extended from the 10-day. It's not riding the 10-day, right? It's extended from the 10-day moving average. The market's doing really well. We just hit new all-time highs 2 days ago, and here we are in a situation where we are holding the 10-day moving average. This still has plenty of breathing room. This thing can come all the way down to 572 right now, and I would still be risk on. So we're in a great scenario right here. So we know the S&P 500 is doing well. We know where our risk off situation is. Let's take a look at the rest of the charts. We have the QQQs. It's doing the same thing, holding above a 10-day moving average. As your big boats, the Dow Jones Industrial is also showing its true colors as a leader. Then we also have the IWM, which this is very interesting. So this kind of is taking me by surprise. So I haven't looked at the IWM for probably, 3 days. Okay, 3 days. I'm not in any small cap stocks. Don't really care about small caps right now. I have a little bit invested in my long account, but I don't need to look at this every single day. Look at this beautiful thing. It's getting ready to break out of the previous all-time highs. It's a beautiful thing. And what is this white mark mapped out? It's previous largest area of resistance. So it looks like it's going to try and head and start to test that small cap area of 232. When we start to see this run, as you guys have seen in the Discord, you can see, hey, help Wood Data get in. He's in the Discord trying to talk. Somebody help him out. Come to the water cooler, please. And so anyway, long story short, guys, we have a nice little breakout here. And because the small caps are moving up, you'll see in the Discord, there was a few things like drug and stuff like that, that took off in the small cap world. So it's looking very well. Bitcoin, look at this, guys. This is absolutely beautiful. If we can get this area of resistance in Bitcoin to break out. Now, why do we talk about this? Well, because there's a lot of things that follow or are closely related to Bitcoin, like your data miners. We don't call them Bitcoin miners anymore. They're processing centers like Wolf will move with this. Another one is going to be MSTR, which that's one that I'm actually in. I'll continue to trade. So I'm liking Bitcoin where it's at right now. I liked it when it was here, though, too. I like it until it shows resistance and it starts to stay in its channel. Okay, I liked it here, too. It looked like it was getting ready to break out. It tested, it retested. It was a beautiful thing. But I like it until that resistance comes in, and then I can't play it, right? So we'll see what comes in for there. We also have NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, why are we looking at NVIDIA? NVIDIA was the former leader and is continuing to show strength as a leader in the overall market. But this thing was the biggest, this thing, was the market. And it really still is. I mean, if we look at the stock heat map, you can see NVIDIA and Apple are the giants in this area. So NVIDIA still holding that 10-day moving average, looking a lot like this S&P 500. Okay, so this is absolutely beautiful. Love the look of this stock. We showed the trend break. We identified the trend break. The trend break did happen. It got tight, and it used this area as support. It's working out exactly how it should be, and congratulations if you're listening to this. Sweet Jolene, if you're still holding NVDL, which you should be. It hasn't closed below that 10-day moving average, and I know your rules are a little different than mine, but I think your sell rules are relatively the same. So I hope that you're still in that, because that is a beautiful trend break runner right there. Also, we have Google. Google is looking, well, let's wait for the 10-day moving average to warm up here. If we zoom all the way out on the daily, you can see we have a constant uptrend here. We can see this, boom, boom, boom. You can make it very clear. It's very, very clear. It's trying to fight on this 200-day moving average. The good thing is the moving averages are starting to line up here. You got your 10, you got your 21, you got your 50, and your 200 all lined up how they should be, all curling up. So it's still looking good if it can break through this area of resistance. So we just mark this area of resistance out. It's very simple. There's an area of resistance here, and it's very clear, right? We have a trend, which you can just call this trend line that I drew, the 200-day moving average. It's holding. So Google is still looking okay. There's a lot of fire on Google. We all know that. But technically, on a technical standpoint, it looks like it's really trying to hold this area. And we'll see if it does. I'm not a fortune teller, so I don't know. Wood Data 365. What's going on, brother? I'm glad you could join us. And welcome to the family. If you have any questions at any time, this is being recorded, but you're more than welcome to just ask at any time. Unmute yourself, say hello, do whatever you feel like doing, brother. It's kind of an open book from here. We have next up Meta. Now, we identified Meta as a leader. I told you on this breakout, I even drew this out. The picture perfect 5-star breakout on this trend base right here. We got the uptrend or ascending trend line at a base breakout area. I wanted to see it get really tight here, and it didn't. It decided to gap up overnight, and look at this, continuing on the trend. And if anybody took Meta or played Meta, this day today would be the day that you would exit out of this trade. So you could have played it from the market open, played the 1 or 5 minute opening range break, and then you would have sold today, making up on this chart, it would be $16. But you would be playing METU because it moves faster, right? It's a levered ETF. So Meta is looking very strong still, trying to hold its 21-day moving average. Apple. So we drew Apple out. It's looking a lot like one of the other ones we just identified. What was that? NVIDIA? Breaking out of this trend. Apple's looking very similar. Just right before the breakout here, it did break out. Now it's back here retesting. Talked to you guys a lot about retesting, and it looks like it's pulling back here to retest this area. They always like to do this. So this could be a great area for a risk to reward. Yes, it's a slower mover. Why are we going over it? Not to necessarily trade it, but the things that trade within it. So if you wanted to play this, you could probably find a levered ETF. Or if you're a long-term holder and you want to buy something like this and just buy it and forget it, but regardless, we are swing traders here. We're looking for momentum, and this is an area that we want to keep an eye on. This would be a great area for risk reward. Why? Well, because you can set your risk to this previous day or this previous low, which I would say, because you have 3 new higher lows, 1, 2, and 3 new higher lows, and we have over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower highs. Okay. So it's getting very tight here, and now that it's broken out and it's retested, if this holds, this has a good potential to really get to rip tater chip, baby. Let's go. We'll see what Apple wants to do. Tesla, I noticed, because like I said, I haven't really honed in on this. I got my own stocks that I'm watching, which we'll go over really quick. But Tesla looks like it had a big gap down. It's really trying to hold this. But Tesla's been very sporadic for a very long time now. But holding new higher lows here, will this be another newer higher low? So we have 1, 2, 3 new higher lows. So as long as it can hold let's say this 204, which is also the 200-day moving average, I would still say Tesla has a fighting chance, but it's definitely not a leader. It's definitely not strong in the overall market. Amazon, well, let me just reassert that 42 RS rating right now, so not looking too good for Tesla. Amazon, where's this white line coming from? If we zoom all the way out, the big boat on Amazon is running into those all-time highs, those previous all-time highs, and a big area of resistance. So we zoom in here, you can see that that previous all-time high is a huge area. But just like the other stocks, 3 new lower highs here. It looks like Amazon is primed. It's springing up, and it looks like it's getting ready to jump higher. Now, of course, these are just my thoughts. This is my technical analysis. You can believe what you will, but I'll know if I am wrong and it needs more time when it breaks this third new higher low. So 1, 2, 3. If it breaks this new higher low, then I want out. And hey, look, I know B. Stewie's listening. This is anchored VWAP from this area. Coincidence? Bouncing right off that area. I don't think so. It's a little anchored VWAP. We need to go more into anchored VWAP because you guys are using it an awful lot. Last up is Microsoft, the softest of the micros. Still 3 new higher lows, but below all the moving averages. Literally below a 200-day moving average. Microsoft, in my opinion, anything that happens below a 200-day moving average, I don't want to be a part of. So this thing still has some proving to do. If it can blast off here, you know, and really take out these highs, I mean, they really seem like they have themselves set up. But on a technical standpoint, if I didn't know that this was Microsoft or heard all the news about Microsoft, and I didn't know I was looking at Microsoft, I would say, nope, this thing is 1, way too slow, and 2, it needs to get above all this. It's like we need to get above 430. And if we get above there, then we might be off to the races, you know. But right now, we're below a 200-day moving average. I'm just going to wait, you know, sit back and relax. So that is the overall Mag 7 stocks with the S&P 500. The last thing we can look at is the VIX Volatility Index. Still trading below 20. It's just kind of meandering sideways. This is an okay area for it to be in. Maybe we continue to simmer down now. If you didn't know what this was, you would think this is a small cap, super low float stock just getting ran all over the place. Well, hopefully it acts like one and it just continues to sell off and we go back down to the 10s and the 11s that we all want. Oh, I'm sorry, not back down to the 11s and 12s that we were all happy and comfortable with. That would be great. Does anybody have any questions before we carry on? That was just the Mag 7 stocks, the S&P 500, and the small cap stocks. We have a better idea and understanding of the overall market. Do you guys have any questions about that? All right. Well, next up, I just want to show you guys, because I am not super active with everything that I got going on. I want to always be transparent with you. I took VRNA. All right, we're going to start with a good one really quick. Let me blow this up. I'll show you this swing trade. This is probably one of my better swing trades here. You can identify these trend breaks, 1, 2, 3 trend breaks here. So I like seeing the new lower highs, as you guys always hear me talk. And this trend formed up. I missed this one, but I took this one here. I liked that I could visually identify that it's holding a 30-day moving average. And when it held this third time for the third new higher low, it got really tight here. And in the morning, I ended up taking this thing. I think it was a 5-minute opening range breakout I took it on. But I originally took it because of the trend break. And then I got in using the low of the day, which met my 4.7 ADR rating for the mover itself. And then it came all the way up here. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have not taken anything off this. I've been, pretty busy lately, and I really like the way it was working. I just set the whole thing to where if it closes below the 10-day moving average, I would get out. So Currently in this trade, I'm up 14.23%, which I'm very proud of because this is a set and forget. I have a set and forget attitude right now. I'm not sitting in front of the market because I can't. I cannot be sitting in front of the market. So I'm proof that you can do it. You can do it. It's hard, but you can do it, right? So VRNA, very good one. PLTR. This is the amazing thing about PLTR. I took this on a like I bought on a low here because it was holding this 10-day moving average. It stopped me out twice trying to get into this play, and so I took smaller share size using this base as the low. So it was kind of an odd way for me to get in because I usually would play right here and take this base breakout, as I did, but it stopped me out once, and I just felt like it was wrong for me to get stopped out here after it came back up. So maybe not necessarily an undercut and rally, but it definitely came down, stopped me out personally using this low, and then I just ended up getting right back in when I seen, things were looking okay. So I'm still holding on to this. Again, I can't remember now if I took 2R after 2R or not, but we're up 13.2% on this last half. I am still holding NVIDIA. I took this after the breakout here. I took it on a day where I seen a trend breakout inside the day. I wanted to get in on this thing because I've seen NVIDIA, and I could show you some examples, where when NVIDIA starts taking off like this here, it breaks out or breaks a base or breaks like a trend here. I've noticed that it always, not all, and now you can't say always, but when it breaks out, it doesn't wait for the 10-day moving average. A lot of times this thing will just giddy up and go, right? So that's what I was doing here. I found a good way in, and then I was kind of set and forget, hold my breath, because I can't be in front of the market all day. This thing held the 10-day moving average and is continuing to hold. So I'm in it until it closes below the 10-day moving average, which is, as you can see, roughly where I got in. So buying and holding there. And of course, I took MSTR because I really like where Bitcoin's going. I like this big breakout here. I like that it's retesting. I am underwater right now in this, but you guys know I'm not going to stop out until it closes below the 10-day moving average. It's 25 shares. It's kind of hefty right now. I don't necessarily like holding anything that is not, I'm not in green right away, to be quite honest. Okay, so I bought this and I used the psychological area of $200 as support, and clearly it did not hold that well. It did not hold that well. So I'm using this low, although I really would like to see a green day because my pain tolerance is kind of maxing out. Because when I'm, when I'm out doing stuff, I don't want to have to worry. So if I'm worrying about that, one thing a great influencer once said was, you sell down until you can sleep. I think that was William O'Neill, but you sell down until you're able to sleep, right? So if I'm worried about a trade while I'm working, I need to sell some of those shares. And I was holding a little too much with MSTR, so I'm glad I took that advice. I sold a few shares down, and we're still just holding 25 shares. We'll see if it closes below that 10-day moving average. If Bitcoin takes off here, MSTR is going to be a great trade, as well as HOOD. As you guys can see, it had a base breakout already, still trending well extended from its 10-day moving average. So yes. Things are looking good. Nalani, what's going on, Nalani? It's good to see you in here, brother. So that's what I got. But I like talking about me once in a while, but I tell you what, B Stewie is absolutely killing it with 2 5-hour trades today. He hit our room and brought a stop up to break even. So I just wanted to go over those really quick. If you don't mind, B Stewie, are you with us? I want to go over NNE because this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, Dave, you can do that.
All right, so I got NNE brought up. If you guys don't remember, NNE had a beautiful trend breakout over here. It was one of my best trades personally, and everybody in this Discord made a ton of money on NNE. It was absolutely beautiful. And then I wanted to play this here, but it never broke out. And then we have this huge trend break. B Stewie has not left this thing alone. He's seen the volume come in over here, and he's been watching it, and he's been playing it on and off. Well, B Stewie, where was your price on this last one that you got 5R on?
1784.
1784. Oh, nice. Okay, so let me just mark this out really quick in green. So this is a nice take because I can already see it right now. We're just going to draw this trend from this daily right here. Take off the wicks. You're doing it the same way I do, don't you? I think we just talked about
Oh, yeah.
this. Yep. And then you're also playing the anchored VWAP. So this is what I would like to call a double whammy. So pay attention, folks, because we got volume in this biscuit right now. Okay, and we have anchored VWAP. And if you guys don't know about anchored VWAP, I do have a video on anchored VWAP, but I think it's time to update that. We'll do another video on anchored VWAP, especially because B. Stewie and Dan Bob have really been diving deep into that Brian Shannon's book, which is a great book. I definitely recommend it, and we can get it to you for free, of course. This here is the anchored VWAP. You can find it on this trading view, and you guys can get that. Just use my link. It's in the resources. You set the anchored VWAP, bada bing, bada boom. Highest volume, the biggest day ever. This anchored VWAP is showing the average weighted price since this day on the biggest day ever traded, right? So if it's going to take that volume and it's going to come up here, look at this. Everybody's coming in and they're running into this volume. It's getting really, really tight. You have a trend break and a breakthrough of this anchored volume. After a stock expands, it contracts. Once it contracts and it has its area of price discovery, we find an area that we can use for proper risk reward. And that was absolutely beautiful. And now, were you using low of day, B. Stewie?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's beautiful. So that, and how did I know? Well, because B. Stewie and I, we've been trading together for an awfully long time. And so it's absolutely nice to know he's using this low of day. So right there, you can already see the contrast. You have a clear, defined rule of risk, a clear, defined rule of entry right above that VWAP area, and a trend breakout. And he's already relinquished some of those shares up here. So now he can move his stop, this red stop, up to break even. So now he cannot lose on this trade. It's super, super awesome. And congratulations on your trade, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Elvis. Thank you. And you had one other trade that I seen in here. That was, let's see,
Yeah, I took VS.
VS. Oh, that's right. So VS, we're going to bring VS up on this chart because it's easier to see the pre-market volume. So what brought your attention to VS?
It was on pre-morning gainers on TraderView.
Yep, pre-market gapper scanner.
So yeah, and
Okay.
so when I looked at it, it was about, I don't know, 5:30 this morning. I seen that it went up pretty well, and then when market opened, I pulled anchored VWAP from the pre-market there where it started going up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I kind of just followed it from there, and then when it opened up and all the volume, I took a open in range break at 553.
Oh, that's beautiful. 553? No. 453.
No, let me 453. I'm sorry.
453, yeah. Yeah, so you caught it right here. That's absolutely beautiful. And you took off on the way up. Man, that's nice, man. I tell
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry. That was 442. 442 I got in, and then I sold at 937, I think this says, at 5R.
Dude, you almost got the top. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and I
That's beautiful.
used anchor. I pulled anchor VWAP, and then I've been studying or reading about the bands of VWAP in Trader Dale's book.
Okay, yeah.
So I
The
put on, and it followed it perfect. It followed the top band perfect. And then when I started seeing it coming down and getting selling volume, I took it off and then it came right down. And then I closed the position at 482.
Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. So win-win. That's a win-win, baby. And that was in the live account,
I also took Rocket Lab.
RKLB.
Yeah, I don't paper trade anymore.
Yeah, baby. Oh, wow. Look at Rocket Lab. I have this thing all drawn out. Oh, why am I not in this? Man, who all's in Rocket Lab? Did Dan Bob take this too? This is a beautiful trade. Holy cow.
Yeah, I don't know who else is in it.
What? Oh
I
man,
took
this
it. I
is
got in
nice.
at
When did you get in today?
yeah, I got in at 984.
984.
Yeah.
So you got in yesterday.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, yesterday.
Okay. Oh damn, dude, that's a really nice take. Yeah, yeah, that's really really nice. Look at this huge volume up on the push. It gets tight, rides the 10-day moving average, and then breaks out of, you could call this a base breakout right here or a trend breakout right here. Either way, whatever tickles your fancy, look at that go. Did you already take profit on this thing?
Yeah, here, let me
Okay.
get I think I gave you the wrong day here.
I think if you took it 1014, that would be your best area to take. But then if you used you'd have to use previous low of day, which would increase your average daily range. So
Yeah, it was 1013.
oh, where you took off? Oh, okay. So just
Yeah.
after the break of highs.
No, where I got in.
Oh, okay. 1013. Oh, so you played the base breakout. Okay. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And you got in today or yesterday?
I got in 1013.
Okay. 1013.
Or no, sorry. I'm sorry, Dave.
It's okay.
1014 was the
Yeah,
day
I
I got
got you.
in.
1014. Okay, so you played. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. All right, that looks good. I like it, man. Man, I am just so pumped. I'm so happy. It's nice seeing everybody doing so well in the Discord, man. And let me. I think another one everybody was talking about was this drug. And I think Danny caught himself a nice winner. When I looked over this one, I just thought, man, it seems like every time I look away because I have a 5 minute uh, a 5 minute uh, uh, a breakout strategy. Okay, and it seems like every time I kind of like give up on it or I don't have time for it, we see these picture perfect breakouts. I mean, this does not get any more better. It does not. I see why he was talking about it in the morning. And, I'm, of course, looking at it in hindsight. But look how clean this thing is on the 5 minute time frame. You know? Now, guys, this has an average daily range of 90%. This is this is what you call a black swan. Okay. This is one of those that literally you don't see this every year. Like, this is over 2,000%. Okay. So if you guys haven't looked into drug and you're trying to become millionaires, this is what makes millionaires. This literally is what makes millionaires. Now, if you have the time and you can follow the process and do very, very small share size, you can learn to trade these, but you don't see them very often. So you have to be on your toes. You have to be ready to rock when these things come in. And that's why I love having Danny in here because this is what he studies. And I have a 5 minute trend break strategy, and you can see right here it's setting up right here, and you can see again it's set up again right here. This is absolutely beautiful. This one's actually a little bit more cleaner than the last one. But yeah, you got the 3 new higher lows, the 3 new lower highs. It gets tight, and look at this breakout. You take this breakout, you risk this previous candle here, and you let it rock. you know. And of course, again, guys, this is hindsight. You know, you could look at this too, and you could say the same thing, but it didn't break out, right? Well, we obviously don't take that one, right? We're waiting for that breakout so we can have and identify risk. We don't want to just get in somewhere down here because, I mean, you can, I guess, if you're doing a preemptive, but you'd have to use this as your low, right? Okay. As long as you have defined risk, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, this is absolutely nuts. Congrats to anybody who got into this thing and could even hold it for a little bit. It just, what a mover. What an absolute mover. Absolutely beautiful. So, all right. So we went over some stocks. We went over my stocks. We went over B. Stewie's stocks. We went over the S&P 500. We went over the VIX Volatility Index. We went over the MAG 7 stocks. We have some time, guys. If you have anything you want me to look over, now would be the time. You can either put it in the chat, in the water cooler chat. I'm in the water cooler chat right now. Let me say hello. Or you can unmute your microphone and you can ask away, and I'll do my best to answer any questions I can, or I'll at least direct you into the right I'll direct you or guide you to the knowledge that you need to know. What's going on, guys? What do you got? Anything Tatal? You're gonna make my job real easy today. What up, Dan Bob? What you got for us? Oh man. Somebody hit the cricket sounds. Hit the crickets. Zamora says LAC. Thank you. Fast on those cricket sounds. All right. Zamora says LAC. LAC looks like it's getting a big bout of volume here off the bottom, but I can't see having fun with this thing just yet until it breaks through that 200-day moving average. You can see it's a huge downtrend, humongous downtrend. You can see I used to follow LAC back in the day, but once it broke below a 200-day moving average, I've had nothing to do with it. So it needs to turn around. It needs to prove itself, but we do have LAC with a nice bout of volume here. So it looks like it's doing well for now, but it needs to do a lot better before I start trading it. Oh, Predator came through with a list. Oh, yeah, METU. Yeah, we went over, oh, that's Direction's 2X Bull. Okay, I see. Very nice, man. Thank you for doing that research. So TSLL is Tesla Bull. AMZU is Amazon Bull. METU, we know that one. These are all the bulls. GGLL. This is great. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Apple, AAPU. So we were talking about how Apple's so slow. It only moves 1.4%. Here is your 2X bull. So that means it's leveraged. So it moves faster. This moves 3.3%. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate that. We need to save this list because now, you know, it's like, why play the other ones? You know, why even play the other ones? I am actually holding NVDA truly because I don't want to use all my buying power. I just said, hell, I'll just take it, which even it still doesn't make sense. Might as well just take NVDL, but and it is what it is. I took NVDA and I'm holding. I got the real thing. Let's see. Predator and I are really interested in the big ones. Oh, good. Yeah. No, I definitely think too. So like you guys all know, you know, we all trade a little bit differently now. We all been here long enough to understand like my process, my criteria. Things always need to mold and change. Where B. Stewie and Dan Bob are kind of molding into an anchored VWAP, where you might just want to focus on one stock, or you might only want to look at small cap stocks and just focus on the big movers. There's so many different ways to go in trading. That's what makes it an art, and it makes it a lot of fun. I had to go from watching every tick and being here and taking, you know, more trades than I should, to now being at work and updating myself on the market and kind of going with a different flow in the market. And it makes things a little bit different, but it makes it interesting. It makes it fun. It makes it challenging. Things go a little bit slower. It's a little bit less stressful. And then having these meetings like this, it makes it a lot more fun. But yeah, I agree with you. I like looking at the bigger ones, especially because sometimes they trade. They follow a little bit better. Yeah, yeah. NVDL. Jolene is loving NVDL, and you should still be holding. So I was talking. I actually gave you a shout out earlier, Jolene. You're still holding NVDL, right? You're not gonna. You should be holding anyway. If you're using the sell rules that you may have adopted, which is the previous low of day or the 10-day moving average. I'm sorry. So I'm assuming you are still in it. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, you're in RKLB as well. Yes, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Rocket Lab is just going crazy. Yeah, you guys are killing it, man. You guys are and CRZ. So this should be CRZ, I believe, is the data processing, if I remember correct. Yeah, this is the data processing. So this is gonna move a little bit with Bitcoin, but it's starting to break away because you can see a beautiful uptrend here where Bitcoin's kind of stuck in a channel that looks like this. This CORZ is in a clear uptrend. So it does look really good here. It does look really good here. It looks like you could have played a trend breakout right here. Oh, wow, that actually looks really nice. Now I'm looking at this in hindsight, guys. But, I mean, you can see how nice and tight it got on that 21-day moving average. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I don't know what price you got in there, Jolene, but I tell you, as long as you didn't buy too extended on that 10-day, that's looking really good. Maybe you played the base breakout down here, and that's why I have it marked at 1050. Either way, guys, keep an eye on those data processing stocks. Keep an eye on everything. Matter of fact, we're gonna if you guys don't have anything else for me, we're gonna end on this. Pay attention. The S&P 500 is doing really, really well. I marked this area out. We talked about after we broke out, we could come all the way back down here and retest this area. And not only was it a retest of this area, but it was a bounce off your 21-day moving average. We talked about how strong the S&P 500 is going to look if it holds this area. Why? Because resistance is now support. We are being supported, and we're being supported in a very nice area. Also, the 21-day moving average. We bounce, guys. We have plenty of room to continue higher. This is beautiful. 3 new higher lows. 1, 2, 3, and that third new higher lows on the 21-day moving average. We were risk on, baby. We were risk on since this day, since 551. So I hope you found the right stocks, because if you can stomach the momentum, you can stomach the movement, and you can hold on to these stocks with proper risk management, you can make money in these bull runs. You can make money. All right. So I hope we all can make money together. If you're watching this at a later time, thank you so much. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We have an awesome team here. And I really love to see you guys in the Discord. I'd love to see these Discord meetings just swell up. I mean, tonight was a great night. We got plenty of people in here, but the more the merrier, folks. The more the merrier. We all can learn a little something. And if you practice what you preach, you can make some good freaking money. So I hope you guys all have a good night. And we will see you guys in the morning. Coffee's on me, baby. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.